For those who don't know, this is me. This is what my voice sounds like. I've spontaneously popped out of the grave and suddenly turned into a commentary YouTube channel for the day because I probably just watched the worst video essay I've ever seen in my entire life.
Objectively predatory and genuinely filled with evil, and the character you play as, named Colin, is 15. Random, claiming the age to be 14 to 17.
You guys attack anybody that I talk about. That's not my fault. I enjoy being debated. In order to be a pedophile, the age gap has to be 5 years. Hope your video isn't as much of a disaster as the life, which I think is a really retarded argument to have.
If you've been on YouTube as of late, you might have seen this video hovering around in your recommended. If not, great. If you have, I hope you didn't have the displeasure of watching it. It's a relatively innocuous video on the outside. It has genuine supporters behind it and seems genuinely well edited. So it must be a pretty good video, right? Right?
But today I wanted to talk about a more niche subsect of the community, one that is objectively predatory and genuinely filled with evil and disgusting people. Let me tell you about the transfer community and its popular game, Change.
It's only been 30 seconds in his video. This person wastes no time showing exactly what stance he takes, and after watching it, I've never in my life seen a video so vile, so manipulative, and the worst part is, no one's spoken up about his video. It's basically a hit piece on the entire Change community as a whole. For those who don't know, Change is an RPG maker game where these silly little globs of slime turn you into a furry. It's an obvious fetish game and became a phenomena over the internet and eventually took over Roblox, you know? The thing I do. Why is it a hit piece? Because through flimsy, unsupported, sometimes not even present evidence, Mrow slandered an entire community and labeled the developer and anyone who supports or defends him pedophiles. I've considered for a while keeping this guy's identity as anonymous throughout the entire video, but after doing my own investigation, I'm not sure if letting him go off the hook considering the amount of harm that he's done and will continue to do. So, as we go on, I want to make it perfectly clear that the person I'm talking about is Mrow, a commentary YouTube channel who recently just started his channel a couple months ago and has been steadily building throughout 2023. Considering just how heavy those claims are, I mean, an entire community of predators, I personally wanted to investigate the legitimacy of his claims and to see once and for all if this community was really that bad. We can skip over most of the start of the video because it's basically just a recap of what I've already said, but let's skip ahead over to where he makes his first claim in the video.
Well, it's because the character you play as, named Colin, is 15. Yes, all of those animations, the one where you're being mounted by furries, or where you're being absorbed by pudding milk, it's all happening to a 15-year-old boy. And the cherry on the cake of degeneracy here, the game is 14+. Obviously, some of the player base and people on the outside looking in kinda had an issue with this.
Cat is very quick to label the character of the game 15 in the video, but since he hasn't brought up any evidence of the claim, let's move on to the second point that he wanted to make. Very, very early in his video, Mrow says that this entire fetish game was completely marketed towards kids at least 14 years or older, which is pretty odd for a game with sexual content in its user tags. As of right now, the tag has been replaced by psychological horror, which is honestly kind of true, but if you check on the Wayback Machine, it clearly shows it correct even in the release year of 2018. More importantly, where exactly does it say that it's meant for kids? Well, of course, right here, in this 2018 fan-made Steam guide. I shit you not, that's just how he starts his segment. He uses this bogus fucking age recommendation that even people in the community do not agree with. It isn't an ESRB or PEGI rating. It's some random dude's Steam guide who has no affiliation with the developer at all. I genuinely wish I didn't have to explain this, but apparently the 155,000 people who first watched this video didn't seem to notice this. Putting aside that his evidence is just a Steam guide, nowhere on the Steam page does it say that this game is for anyone 14+. Again, running it through a Wayback Machine, and even on release, it says absolutely nothing about age. And most of the more like this products were just porn. It's just more porn. Nowadays, the more like this products aren't the same as they are now, and it's been replaced with a more obvious sexual content warning, which, again, does this scream 14 plus to you? I doubt that DragonSnow's intention was for kids to play this game. All he did was throw his game up on Steam for others in his niche to enjoy. He wasn't advertising it specifically towards anyone 14, and nowhere on Mrow's video does he list a source. Mrow has since in a comment under his video wanted to state that he should have said at one point it was rated 14 plus and Colin was originally labeled as 15. We'll focus on the Colin is 15 part in a bit, but let's focus on his first statement. There needs to be a specific point in time where DragonSnow specifically said or wrote that he wanted 14-year-old kids to be playing his game for the statement to be valid. Not his fans or anyone else, but specifically DragonSnow himself. I can only hope that Mrow meant that the game wasn't mature locked on Steam when it was released, but that's a completely different thing than being purposefully marketed as 14 plus. Was it negligent on DragonSnow's part? Absolutely. But was he maliciously targeting kids? No. This Steam guide has literally nothing to do with DragonSnow. It wasn't written by him at all, nor did the Steam guide writer consult DragonSnow at all. How is this DragonSnow's fault? And also just, it's not a valid source? Maybe this is just a mute point by Mrow, as this point on its own isn't enough to make him a pedophile. What else does he have to say about the developer? This is my favorite part because this entire argument hinges on this single point. I'm sure you remember Mrow early in the video bringing up he was 15, but what was his evidence?
The first case I want to show you guys takes place on a Steam discussion thread in late 2021. A thread was posted on Steam discussing the potential age of Colin, the main character. It is confirmed here that he is 15 to 17, but from what I can find, he's most likely 15. Regardless, he is a minor.
Mrow brings up an old Steam discussion page where a number of the people associated with developing Change are discussing the age of the main character. Mrow tries to make it clear that the main character of the game is actually a minor, and if this was true, it'd give a completely different meaning to the entire game being a fetish game. That'd be easy grounds to cancel the developer right then and there, so why did it take so long to catch this? What was Mrow's evidence in the first place? One of the first few answers he highlights is by Xandrak, who states that he's 15 to 17. Clearly minor age. Again, imagine making your source of information some random fucking guy on Steam. Well, fortunately, to Mrow's benefit, if you visit Xandrak's profile, he is, or was, a developer of Change. So his point isn't entirely flimsy. It looks pretty solid, honestly. Well, if you dig into it further, Mrow probably shouldn't have just taken a comment on a random Steam page for him at face value, because there's literally another developer in the discussion. Here, they even show up in the same fucking frame in the video. Rapax is a translator for Changed, and he's literally saying right there in the conversation that the main character is 23. Not only is this already flimsy, believe it or not, but Xandrak isn't even a fucking developer on Changed. Xandrak is a notorious liar in the Changed community who was banned from the Changed Steam discussions forum for pretending to be a developer. Him saying he was 15 was deliberately done to cause controversy. He was literally a fucking confirmed banned troll in the forums, and somehow Mrow still believed this and put it in the video? DragonSnow himself has said he's 23. The wiki says he's 23. It takes one Google search to find the wiki. Watch this shit. Just watch me do it. All right, I'm doing this on edge so nothing messes with this. Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1, go. DragonSnow's vision of the character is that he is a college student even after waking up from stasis. He's even established this long before in 2020, well before the main character's age was genuinely called into question. Also, I just want to point out how convenient it is that the lowest age written by Xandrak was the age Mrow says he is, despite bringing up no other sources that he says he researched.
It is confirmed here that he is 15 to 17, but from what I can find, he's most likely 15. Regardless, he is a minor. This thread includes DragonSnow defending Colin's age of 15, saying, "Why are you guys so interested in whether the main character is an adult or not? Why do people like so much to find beautiful, innocent, and funny things in media and like to find dirty and lewd content out of them? So what are you trying to say? That once kids play my game, they'll become lewd? Do they really think of sex when they see these images?
It's almost like he couldn't find anything because Xandrax lied in his forum post. Mrow continues to bring in miscellaneous arguments by the developer, using this comment saying DragonSnow is defending Colin's age being 15 when... No? All he's done is ask why people are asking his age. Then he quotes his hypothetical argument of, once kids play my game, they'll become lewd, when, again, the developer does not want kids to be playing his game. Colin in his thread was already confirmed 23, hence why DragonSnow is so upset about people fishing, and in this case, literally lying about his character being underage to ruin his reputation. Going back on the comment that Mrow made, his second revision is that he should have pointed out that he was originally labeled as 15. Fucking, again, Mrow lists literally no source in this comment. And I think he genuinely just clings onto this point because of this. This is pretty much his defense to any screenshot or evidence from current year claiming that the main character is an adult, which is amazing because this claim is 1, backed up with literally not a single source in this comment, 2, is incredibly vague on when exactly this backlash happened. I can only hope that he's referring to the Steam discussion thread in 2021, because that's the only thing he puts up in his video that resembles backlash. And 3, DragonSnow has already confirmed in 2020 that he envisioned the main character to be a college student, well before any controversy Mrow has listed in the video. This argument is genuinely so fucking dumb. It hinges on the words on a random fucking troll as Mrow's source. The fact that people believe this shit just blows my mind, like for fuck's sake. You'd think we'd actually verify or Google shit before calling each other pedophiles. It's like Mrow was hoping people would not only blatantly ignore the other developer in this post, but somehow not bother actually searching his age, and somehow... they didn't? Boy, I sure hope that this YouTuber guy doesn't weaponize claiming other people as pedophiles later in his video. Like, could you imagine he insinuates I'm a pedo? Like, I'm not even a fan of change. Like, going back just for a bit here, DragonSnow posts a giant rant about Western politics and what constitutes sex, along with a bunch of other stuff I won't comment on because not only do I not trust Google Translate, I'd rather stay away from politics, but Mrow basically just says, pedo bad.
And while I agree the social and moral standards differ quite drastically between America and China, when you choose to sexualize an underdeveloped brain or body, no matter your culture, laws, or politics, I find that pretty reprehensible.
Plus, I've already said what I've said about how Colin is an adult. Let's move on.
But let's give DragonSnow the benefit of the doubt here. He doesn't think sexualizing children is normal or okay, right? Well, unfortunately, you would still be wrong. He posts on Twitter saying, "I don't think there's anything weird with liking a video of Puro celebrating children's birthdays. Secondly, in my country, the term xingshai is very common, and no one would be considered pedophilic because they say it." He then posts an image of the main character, Colin, covered in Puro milk or latex or something, saying it isn't NSFW. That term earlier, by the way, xingshai, has a direct translation to English. I don't know if I can say the word on YouTube, but it basically translates to a NSFW drawing of an underage boy, which that picture that he posted in this Twitter thread is just that.
First off, there's so little context in this screenshot and so much Mrow is fucking saying here. Hold on. Let me get some context in here. Ratpacks made a post regarding the context of DragonSnow's previous show post. Turns out, Chinese is actually a really complex language that actually takes time to really understand, and using machines to translate is finicky sometimes. I guess Mrow didn't feel the need to double check if the translation of Shota was actually correct or not, because Ratpacks actually responded to this claim made by Mrow in his comment section, calmly explaining from his own understanding of Chinese and his personal experience with DragonSnow why Mrow made a mistake regarding translation. I wonder what Mrow has to say regarding it. God, this guy is just so cool. Uses fucking Google Translate as a source and dismisses a literal Chinese translator. You should make a follow-up video or something. The original photo is down, fortunately, but I managed to find a somewhat less cropped version of the tweet and the picture itself. I won't show it, of course, but if you really want to see the picture, it does give some more context on this whole situation. I wonder what DragonSnow was trying to say in this full tweet. Huh. That's ironic. The whole gist is that DragonSnow's comment 5 years ago on the Fur Affinity post made him look unfavorably, like he enjoyed the lewdness of the picture, and he tried to explain that in his tweet that
Zheng Chai
meant something more innocent in his culture, and most likely DragonSnow thought it was just cute. Obviously, I don't condone Shota content in any way. It's sad I have to say that, but as Mrow so graciously says in his video...
Yes, you heard me right. He claims that NSFW of drawn children isn't pedophilic, and he proceeds to post said content onto his timeline. Not to mention his Twitter likes and reposts often have his characters, usually Colin, the 15-year-old, being sexualized. In some cases, full-on NSFW being drawn or reposted or liked by DragonSnow.
He then completely takes the tweet into a whole different context, calling him a pedophile because DragonSnow doesn't consider drawn not safe for work of a minor pedophilic. Even considering DragonSnow only posted the artwork on his Twitter to clear up allegations, it is fucked up that DragonSnow has associated himself with this, but he hasn't shown a track record of liking this super erotic Shota content since this incident. Also, considering DragonSnow's habit of mass liking and sharing art, calling him a pedophile over a misunderstanding on a single image and something that DragonSnow literally has never said would be an incredible stretch from DragonSnow's actual intention. For Affinity, the site it was uploaded to in the first place, has a strict no content featuring minors policy. It's easy to assume that DragonSnow just saw the image, thought the art looked cool, and didn't think much about it as it already passed the censors. Which is why in his tweet he says the picture is not R18, referring to the fact it was not marked not safe for work. It's just weird wordplay from a guy who doesn't understand English well. Mrow's taken what is a big misunderstanding and language barrier in a language he knows nothing about, and is weaponizing that to call him a pedophile. Obviously condemn DragonSnow for associating with borderline porn, but this one piece of evidence Mrow's provided isn't enough to call him a pedophile. If anything, it's pretty fucked up that he draws his conclusion from the unreliability of Google's translation engine. Mrow then shortly after brings up this mysterious Discord server that's supposedly run by DragonSnow that's full of minors.
And when you add his Discord server into the mix, it's more than alarming to learn that DragonSnow hosts a community server full of minors, while thinking it's okay to sexualize them. So just to wrap this little bundle of degeneracy up with some fancy wrapping paper and a little bow, let's summarize what we just learned. DragonSnow thinks it's perfectly fine to sexualize children, host a community Discord server full of them, and insists his fetish game is appropriate for children 14 and up to play. Truly an amazing character we have here.
But doesn't show any evidence? No, Mrow, you can't just fucking make a claim like that, show a picture of Clyde, and then move on. You have to back it up with evidence. Like, that's video essay sin number 1. Give me a fucking source before you imply that he's running the Epstein Island of Discord servers. I had to personally do my own research trying to find exactly what Discord server he's talking about. He isn't specific, but I can only assume that he's talking about the official changed Discord, which isn't run by DragonSnow himself. Mrow even blatantly lies about DragonSnow running it, rather than holding the actual people who corroborated it accountable. Either way, I'm not a big fan of there only being a 16+ restriction, even with a very, very rigid system on keeping not safe for work content out. I wholeheartedly think it just should be exclusive to 18+, because realistically, a fetish game should keep itself far away from anyone under 18. But it's not fucking DragonSnow's fault. The server isn't his, and he has no control over its moderation, nor does he have any association with it other than being a member. I think we can safely say that DragonSnow isn't a pedophile like Mrow says, after all the evidence that he's presented. Changed isn't some degenerate fetish game starring a child. It is a still a fetish game, and DragonSnow is already well aware of their mistake and has genuinely steered clear of any unsavory Shota content after scrolling through their Twitter. And by God, the amount of furry art that I've had to scroll through. However, what does Mrow say about change games spreading on other platforms? And more importantly, what does Mrow actually have to say about it?
So with that out of the way, let's talk about the frankly massive transfer community on Roblox.
Oh my God, that's me. That's the platform I'm on.
In general, the Roblox side of things has dozens of games, averaging from 10 players to hundreds playing at once. It's been established now that transfer is a fetish, at least to some extent, and making content around that concept and pushing it to children can obviously have some terrible outcome. A simple Google search of transfer already shows some pretty rough images. If a child, or quite frankly anyone, just happens to stumble upon one of these games and try Googling about them or try to search out the community, it's going to end in NSFW to some extent. Roblox, as far as I can tell, has the biggest transfer player base outside of the original game. I think it's genuinely disgusting how easy it is for children to find this content and community. Not really much more I can say here. I personally think the Roblox transfer community and how it's spreading is just one massive ticking time bomb. I genuinely believe without any doubt that the speed in which transfer is spreading on Roblox, the lack of moderation, and how the developer presents himself online, something bad is definitely going to happen here, and it's only a matter of time.
Overall, what Mrow says about change games being on Roblox is pretty true. I wholeheartedly agree that this fetish game and what it stands for should be kept away from a children's platform and, kept a minimum of 100 feet away from each other. But this segment doesn't really say anything at all. If you've done some research on the change problem on Roblox, you know there are some really bad offenders on it, especially games like Kaiju Paradise, which is not only a game inspired by change, despite what the developers may say, but it is notorious for having a ridiculous amount of predators associated with it.
Vor RPs with literal children.
And all he has to show for this segment is some random changed-inspired game? It honestly feels like he did absolutely no research on this part, hopped on a random popular change game and played around for 10 minutes. Hell, even calls the situation a massive ticking time bomb, as if it didn't actually explode and there weren't some controversies surrounding it. Fetish game on Roblox is bad is pretty much what he says, and nothing more. Which is funny, because DragonSnow has the same take! If you want an actual video talking about how bad change Roblox is, watch Gone Fishing's I Think Kaiju Paradise is bad, actually. It details his whole experience regarding the game and its staff and developers, and does a much better job than Mrow's argument. The rest of the games that he mentions, VR Chat, Minecraft, Gmod, he pretty much just says the same thing, except he somehow has less to say about them.
The VR chat side of things is extremely similar. I think the avatars and the furry jiggle physics put it on a slightly higher level of degeneracy though. Again, it's a free game, insanely accessible, and has terrible moderation. VR chat doesn't really enforce their avatar rules either, so you'll see people running around in NSFW avatars quite often. There are a few changed furry worlds on VR chat, usually only a handful of people inside them though. However, there are way more changed avatars here. Obviously, some of them have the jiggle physics I mentioned earlier. I would confidently say that the VR chat side of this community, while notably smaller than the Roblox one, is pretty rough to say the least. Especially when there is a DPS feature in some games. Combine that with these avatars, the transfer and VR chat communities' combined degeneracy, it's clearly a cause for concern. If I had to rank this above or below Roblox, it would definitely be a hard pick, but I think I could confidently put it slightly above.
VR chat has some change models, Minecraft has some change mods, Gmod has changed maps, and all of these can be discovered easily on YouTube, which is a shame, yeah, but that's the internet for you. Like, arguably, these segments are even worse than the Roblox one. Mrow just spouts hot breath for a quarter of the video. He doesn't even mention anything problematic in the Minecraft and Gmod segment.
And just as a little treat for you all, I'll throw in some Minecraft and Gmod for free! Both have a massive place on YouTube, relatively speaking. Both are obviously player-driven sandboxes. I would argue most of the Minecraft content here is being targeted towards children. I can't exactly make the argument that it's necessarily malicious in any way, as I can't really prove that, but I would definitely stand by the child demographic argument. There is way more Minecraft content on YouTube, some videos hitting over 100,000 views. Gmod notably has less content on the platform. That being said, it still exists. I could go more in depth with this topic, but I'd rather not have this video start to drag, so let's just move on.
Honestly, seeing all these big name games, it kind of just makes me feel like he gave up on finding an excuse to put their names in the tags to pad out the runtime of his video. Mrow just ends up saying nothing substantial about some genuine issues like change games on Roblox for the sake of runtime. Mrow ends off the video by saying the entire community is insane, degenerate, and predatory, which is a pretty cool way of generalizing an entire community. It's genuinely unfortunate that despite change not being an environment designed for kids, it seems to have many bad actors using the game. However, this is just an unfortunate case of a developer's passion spiraling into this giant community that he has no control over. It's malicious how Mrow portrays everyone in this fandom as pro-pedophile and ignorant because of information that he has cherry-picked throughout his video. Man, it's almost as if he's biased towards furries and people in the change community. I mean, he wouldn't. Here's Mrow's community tab, where a large majority of people who responded to his video negatively are plastered. Notice that a lot of these people's names are completely uncensored and framed for his followers to gawk at. Man, I've got a weird sense of deja vu. A common theme you'll notice throughout his entire list, and I'm sure you've caught on if you've visited his community tab, Mrow's obsession with getting people to debate with him on any of his platforms is pretty evident. It's obvious bait, yeah, but it's a clear manipulative tactic that he uses whenever someone has an opinion he doesn't like. Have an opinion that goes against his? Show up on his Discord server full of his fans and debate completely on your own. Make a document that outlines just how badly the entire video is scripted. Disregard the doc completely and come on my stream to debate me, because no one's ever heard of a private Discord call before. It really needs to be a fucking call full of other people, guys. It really needs to. Mrow knows no one wants to come onto his platform because he's a YouTuber with an audience, and he has the gall to call other people cowards for choosing not to engage with him. It's behavior you'd expect out of a child, but of course, I mean, it's just because he's just so cool and awesome on the internet. Take note of how disrespectful he is, not even bothering to entertain literal civil criticism. Even outside his own videos, he refuses to argue a point for his life if there isn't content to be made. Here's a comment on his post from his own genuine fans who can actually see past the lies that he's been telling. And here's Mrow deflecting any argument by either saying he's right or that they're defending a predator. If this isn't a blatant show of Mrow's narcissism, I don't know what is. And the worst part, look at the runtime of the video. I'm actually running out of ultra kill footage. I genuinely need to boot up the game and play more. Here, I'm gonna try and speedrun the entire game, and if we're not done, I'll post a new evade video, alright? Yeah, watch me beat the entire game while Mrow struggles to beat one level in his video. Because would you believe me if it doesn't stop there, that I wasn't the only person who had a problem with this video? And they made a document detailing and cleaning up all the wrong things in his video. So Mrow made a second fucking video.
Banned tag. Spamming replies. 15 city lie. Lies at some point. Prove me wrong. Is what I would say if I had lied or manipulated. Slanderous. Disingenuous. Manipulative. And fucking irrelevant. 23. 14 to 17. Well, don't take my word for it.
You thought the last video was bad? What, with all the false evidence he uses? It gets worse. Because not only does he double down on his take, but he implies a completely innocent person is a pedophile as well. At this point, pedophile is just like a buzzword to him or whatever, because he just hands this shit out like candy, regardless of if they actually hand candy out to kids. It's a shame, really, how extensively researched Google documents don't really mean much, because no one cares to even read them. It makes a channel like Mrow super easy to respond and bully these sort of docs, because you could just get screen caps of the doc to make it look favorable to you, and then just hide the document at the very bottom of your video's description. Wouldn't it be a shame if someone like made a video or whatever, you know, just talking about his response? Yeah. Just want to preface by saying the doc has since recently been updated, so many of the arguments made in the video might not make any sense in today's standards. I'll be doing my best to take the document at its face value in the video and referring to anything that's changed, but if there are any doubts, there is an archive to the original document that's linked in the revised one. I'll be referring to the person who wrote this doc as the author to avoid any confusion. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay.
I messed up, guys. A Google Doc was recently published, which shows me purposely putting out some misinformation and lying and manipulating a situation to defame an innocent game developer. And for that, I'm sorry. Is what I would say if I had lied or manipulated anything. This 37-page document in itself is manipulative and outright lies at some point. They also go on to literally prove me right throughout this entire document. But before we get into all of that, let's cover the backstory here. About a week ago, as of recording, I made a video about Changed, covering the game, the developer, and its community. Some people had an issue with this, trying desperately in my comments to defend the developer of the game. Some people even spamming replies, which in itself is just so bizarre. Imagine being that desperate to defend a verifiable pedophile and his game. It's just insane. Eventually, spamming my comments wasn't enough, and my attempts to get any of these people on a live stream obviously wasn't working. So, some kind soul out there decided to make a document to try and discredit me in my video, and claims I have lied and doctored evidence in said video. So, without wasting any of your time, let's just dive into it.
Mrow opens the video by immediately discrediting the document satirically, and I mean immediately, before any evidence has been shown, and then plasters the author's YouTube and Reddit on his video, just to really hammer in that you guys should totally bully this person, guys, because Mrow is playing judge, jury, and executioner on his own YouTube videos, all the while discrediting it before a word into the document. I want you to keep in mind two things that he's just done. Discrediting the document immediately, and plastering this innocent guy's YouTube channel on his video. Really keep that in mind as we continue through this entire thing. The video continues as the doc makes the observation that the screenshots are missing the ban tag and implies that the entire Steam discussion was falsified for his benefit because the ban tag on Xandrak's username was illegible. Mrow boldly says that
I'll take some fault for any editing mistakes I make in my videos. It's an arduous process and you're liable to get some stuff wrong if you're not laser focusing on a specific topic. This point was a side point connected to my other arguments, which in my opinion were a little stronger. So interesting they chose this one to laser focus on themselves, but I will not under any circumstances concede on any ground here. When I took the screenshot, I had zoomed out like any content creator does and missed the blurred band tag. But this is actually completely fucking irrelevant. The band tag only shows up if you hover your cursor over the specific message in question, shown in the clip on screen now. But what I do find weird is in order to get a screenshot with the band mark shown, like he has in the document, you would have to hover the cursor yourself over the specific message, meaning the writer of this document knows how the Steam discussion threads work. And instead of coming to the conclusion that I just happened to not have my cursor over this message, he tries to claim I doctored and faked evidence, which again, he would have to have proved this wrong to himself while getting the screenshot used in this document.
The doc, of course, corrects this in its newest version, as there wasn't enough evidence to disprove Mrow's statement from this interaction in Mrow's video alone. It doesn't change much from what I have said earlier regarding the main character's age, however, I wanted to be completely and 100% sure that Mrow didn't actually doctor the Steam discussion in any way. The document itself is skeptical of why the ban tag on Mrow's video is nearly unreadable, because if you've been on the Steam forums long enough, you'd know exactly how a band tag should look without hovering over it. The author didn't highlight the words to prove Mrow right as he thinks. The author did it because it's fucking hard to see. To be fair to Mrow, it is almost unnoticeable. So I checked. Since we don't know how Mrow caught this screen cap, here I've made 3 different sources of media that have the Steam discussion. One is a video I took with OBS, a screenshot that I took with OBS, and here's a screenshot from the Windows Shift S command. All of these will be put up in sequential order the same way Mrow presented in his video, even with the background he used, and we'll see if YouTube's compression had anything to do with the ban message being illegible. Since I can't actually see what the video looks like until I've posted it, crank this video up to 1080p if you haven't. If in any way the word banned is completely readable, despite Mrow's claims that he zoomed out and that the ban tag only shows up when you hover it, that's really fucking weird! Because not only was Xandrak an unreliable source, being not only a notorious liar, being banned from the Change Steam forums, it's reasonable to assume that Mrow fucking knew this, tampered with the screenshot to hide his ban tag to make his already unreliable source somewhat credible, just so he could lie about the character's age being 15. Also making sure to do it poorly so that if someone noticed, like the author, they could just lie like he does in his response video by saying it only shows up when you hover over it. If you still have any doubts about this, I made sure to record the video and take the screenshot of these examples in 1920 by 1080p, which I can only assume this is the resolution that they took them in, because from the looks of it, that's the resolution of his own desktop that he's used from at least August of last year. Also, just to be sure that this wasn't some random cat on a desk that he pretended was him, this is his cat, like right down to the markings on their face. He's even posted about him on his Discord. He's a pretty cute little guy, yo. I've attached an unlisted video in the description with a more in-depth explanation on this investigation, along with the files I used in the Google Drive below. Better yet, try this experiment on your own and come to your own reasonable conclusion. So, yeah, Mrow, I do think that you doctored evidence in your video. Editor Phyx here. For those of you inclined to actually check the sources that I'm listing, hey, I just want to let you know that Mrow's Twitter account, featuring a lot of the information in this video, and a lot of the things that he said outside of YouTube, has been fucking suspended! Imagine being so toxic that you literally get suspended on the free speech platform! But yeah, anyway, none of the links that go back to his Twitter are going to work anymore. However, I luckily archived most of his Twitter activity from his likes page to his tweets in video form. So if you're genuinely inclined to check, it'll be in the bottom of this video's description in the Google Drive. God, this is almost like H-Bomber levels of dedication. I wonder what he thinks. Yes, I'm doing this joke again. Glad that Mrow enjoys H-Bomber Guy's videos and his in-depth research. I hope he appreciates the amount of effort I put into researching this. Keep in mind, this doesn't really change much. Xandrak is still an unreliable source, but this just shows how unreliable and misleading Mrow is as a narrator, who will actively falsify things to his benefit. He even says here that,
but regardless, this person being banned has no impact in my video at all. I don't care who they are or the past they might have within this community. This Steam thread shows the community believing Colin is a minor.
Which makes the entire previous tirade so fucking confusing. This is one person. One, not even a remotely respected figure in the Change community. Mrow basing his assumption on the entire community of Changed off this single person saying Colin is 15 is like if I thought all commentary YouTubers were complete shit because Mrow made this video. After this segment of Mrow's video, we sorta do move on, but I just want to point out that I find it kind of fucked up that we're only 2 minutes in and about one argument the doc has made, and Mrow has went from 0 to 100 and completely summed up their statement as disingenuous, manipulative, and borderline slanderous, when we barely started reading. It's like he's scared that what's in the document is true and wants to discredit it as soon as possible when we're not even 4 out of the 30 fucking pages in.
But this evidence is pretty paper thin, right? It's some random claiming the age to be 14 to 17. Why would you believe them? Well, don't take my word for it. Take the creator of this document's word.
Mrow quotes the document, specifically the Reddit thread of various people used by the author as an example discussing the main character's age again. And God, please help me,
If you scroll down to page 7, you'll see that they posted a Reddit thread proclaiming to disprove my point about Colin being 15 or 16. However, a fatal error in their judgment process occurred here. If you look at the thread they linked, you'll see multiple people say that Colin's body in cryosleep is 23, but his mind is actually 15 or 16. So just so we're all clear here, in order to try and prove me wrong, he sourced a Reddit thread where someone does the math and finds out Colin is a minor.
For some reason, he's sourcing information from random posts by random people to use as evidence, rather than, I don't know, finding a reputable source, instead of going, well, this guy said it, so it must be true. Not even a couple seconds ago, he said,
but regardless, this person being banned has no impact in my video at all. I don't care who they are or the past they might have within this community. This Steam thread shows the community believing Colin is a minor. But this evidence is pretty paper thin, right? It's some random claiming the age to be 14 to 17.
why would I trust the random's opinion of the game? And then he trusts the opinion of a bunch of fucking randoms!
If you look at the thread they linked, you'll see multiple people say that Colin's body in cryosleep is 23, but his mind is actually 15 or 16. So just so we're all clear here, in order to try and prove me wrong, he sourced a Reddit thread where someone does the math and finds out Colin is a minor.
He was so confident just a couple seconds ago. He literally discredited the main source of his first video, and then he just quotes more randoms as his source. And just to top it all off, for one last time, Mrow discredits the one fucking source that gave any credibility to Colin being a minor.
This in itself should completely discredit this entire document. But regardless, my whole point is if you make a video game about transfer and for some magical, not weird at all reason, choose to have the main character in your fetish game be mentally 16 for no reason, I'm entitled to call that out for what it is. Pretty fucking weird. But this is all still pretty paper thin, right? I mean, why would the writer of this document go on to prove himself wrong? I mean, in the post comments, the person who did the math himself is pretty confused. Trust me, I would be skeptical too, but his next set of arguments are absolutely insane and reaffirms my belief 100%.
I know that Mrow's point for his entire tangent was to, in some way, make the change community look bad and portray them as weird pedophiles, but you can't logically come to that conclusion based on a Reddit post and a Steam thread. Random people on Reddit and Steam are not a genuine example of the community as a whole. Mrow basically just throws the evidence of Colin being a confirmed minor into the bin to say everyone involved in the community is unsavory off of one guy that admits he might be wrong with his math. It's like if I said 4chan was a nice and accepting place because they helped throw a birthday party for an old man once. Out of the many awful fucked up things that they've done in the past. You know what the real fatal error is, Mrow? The fact that you took one guy's math on Reddit at face value. This argument by Mrow, the whole Colin is a minor because these people said so, Mrow has had to jump through so many hoops for people to believe this one fucking point, and none of them were either confident or reputable sources. And just to be sure, because this argument is going in circles and I don't want to just be an asshole, to put this whole debacle to rest, I asked the main translator of Changed, Rap Packs, the guy in contact with DragonSnow, what the developer's intention was for Colin's age. He wasn't supposed to have a canon age, so people can identify with him more easily, but clearly that's not working on the internet, so the only official age with the reference for it is 23. When DragonSnow said he was 23, he was thinking of where he was in his life and when he himself was 23. Snow himself was not missing 5 years due to stasis, so I don't think we can assume that for Colin. Plus, imagine if you were put into stasis at 20 for 80 years due to an incurable disease, and then someone asks you how old you are. Would you suddenly tell everyone you're 100? In the game itself, Colin's age is not mentioned at all, but from the fact he is familiar with attendance machines and that there is a newspaper saying that the thing abductees have in common is that they tend to be loners, living by themselves and not going out that much, so they wouldn't be missed, which is a lifestyle only an adult would have. Snow himself might say a higher age because he correlates Colin's age with his own. He's still kind of a self-insert. I would have loved to get a screenshot directly from DragonSnow himself because I signed up for his Patreon in order to get into his DMs, but since these super real and super awesome allegations, DragonSnow has largely removed himself from responding to these sort of questions, and I hope at some point, maybe after this video's release, he can go back to living his life normally. Either way, here it is, the definite answer to Mrow's entire fucking video series. The main character isn't some 16-year-old trapped in a 23-year-old's body according to some people on Reddit, or 15 because Xandrak said so. He's just 23. He got stuffed in the cryopod or whatever at 23. It's not that complicated. This isn't the opinion of a random or a Reddit post. This is one of the fucking developers! Also, I just want to point out, he's forklift certified. OSHA requires anyone who applies for forklift certification to be 18, so fuck you. I'm genuinely getting tired of Mrow holding this entire argument over his head because the developer only changed his age because of backlash, or why would I trust the opinion of a bunch of randoms when his entire argument in the first video hinged on the words of a random. You can't backpedal now, man! Christ. Just to be sure that you and I are both completely on the same page about Mrow's credibility in presenting actual evidence, I want to loop back to Mrow's community tab and focus on this post. If you scroll all the way down to where this fine man and his profile picture are located, he and Mrow get into a little argument, because Mrow just loves delving into his comments just to argue with random people on the internet for a little ego boost in the morning. Why don't we let TTS tell the highlights of this conversation? And hell, why don't we make it a little dramatic?
After the kid videos that you still don't think that we can disagree with you, just be the dude. Your videos about kid just such in terms of criticizing the game and its community. Also, I am still asking, is there any DragonSnow's official post on any social media saying that Colin is a bidder?
Too much and people are still beginning to drown CPO MFA. I'm gonna take a hugely big logic here and say you probably aren't going to cop and a cop, and you're going to continue defending a video developer and a community full of groomers.
And again, you had proven that furry commentary still sucks. Using accusation just as a common argument. Just congrats, you made a serious accusation more like a common argument because, quote, game that solely developer is keyword, unquote. I don't believe in that accusation of DragonSnow being a kid liker if there won't be any reasons where he asked a kid for suspects. The only thing you have is a bunch of posts on the internet lol, and I'm still asking if there is any DragonSnow's official post confirming that Colin is a bidder.
Game is shit because it's another landmark PG maker game. Developer is bad because he likes kids. It's just internet posts. You add attention. Posts of him liking kids out of FAO.
No take.
Answer me again, is there any DragonSnow's post saying that Colin is a bidder? And Mrow thinks that community posts are developers' official stances.
No, Mrow, I think DragonSnow retweeting too important is unofficial strand that he likes kids. How old are you? It seems like you're incredibly intelligent when it comes to topics involving child sexualization.
Just one tweet, is that all you got? I demand the post confirming if Colin is a bidder. If you spent the most of your video saying about Colin said, then prove by showing DragonSnow's tweet saying that Colin is a bidder. Dang it, retweeting sus stuff which is sus, but I can't tag it as Shota. Doesn't answer my question if DragonSnow said on any social media that he confirmed that Colin is a bidder. Stop. Avoiding questions.
No take.
It's about the Tesla tweets and one of his likes. Not to mention his virginity account. And yes, it is Shota. DragonSnow likes Shota. DragonSnow is a pedophile. You're defriending a pedophile and a community full of groomers. MFAO.
Sauce.
It's definitely an L take to think Shota important is sweet or so rude.
I feel like I am talking with a child and a human being right now. So you admit being too lazy to check if there's DragonSnow's post saying that he confirms that Colin is a bidder. Whoa dude, can't answer a simple question.
So for you to go back to playing your CP game.
Mrow lets it slip. He has real, definite proof that there is more content that DragonSnow has liked that we do not know about. And you know what Mrow does? What he does when he's asked for a source? After he's called dozens of people cowards for not showing up on his livestream to be publicly mocked, he disappears from the conversation and doesn't even show the sources! Mrow! Mrow! You have been calling people cowards since these videos came out. And when someone who likes changed asks for a source, you bolt! You have been notorious for responding to any critics being stubborn and lying, but you choose now to back down? Even if Mrow has these screenshots or not, I can imagine Mrow in his chair late into the night scrolling through thousands of DragonSnow's likes and fur affinity posts of furry content trying to find anything that looks like a child. You're talking thousands of pictures that he's liked and reposted to a ratio of a couple dozen that Mrow has found. It'd be a different story if DragonSnow had a secret account that only liked pictures of kids, or had a genuine habit of constantly, rows after rows of liking content throughout 2020 and 2023. Even with the dozen or so pictures that exist, according to Mrow, it'd be the only fucking thing that DragonSnow would be genuinely guilty of out of the other claims with bogus sources. Also, I don't know where else to slip this, but in another comment Mrow left, he claims that his sources of Colin's age come from in-game descriptions, but never mind that he never brings up a single in-game description in any of his videos. I just want it to be completely clear. Mrow has never fucking played Changed. You wanna know how I know? Because I played through the fucking game! In Changed and the Changed Special Remake, Colin's age is never mentioned once. There is not a single description that hints at Colin's age. If anything, there's more evidence supporting that he's an adult, but Changed has never been in Mrow's Steam library! He only managed to get a copy when someone gifted it to him as a joke! This was well after the 2 videos he made on the game. He's making these bold claims that there's evidence in the game that proves Colin is a minor when not only can he not find any evidence of it, but he hasn't even touched the game in the first place! So, backing up from all this and going back into what we were saying, who do you trust? Genuinely. Someone who can't for the life of them hold an argument, or someone who has literally worked with the game developer long enough to understand him and his game? Regardless of if asking Rat Packs is actually going to change anything, what I do know is that it's completely clear and out in the open that DragonSnow completely intends for the main character to be an adult and not a child in an adult's body. Regardless of how late this information is coming out, this stands as proof. Real, definite proof that the main character is an adult. No stasis bullshit or child in the body of an adult. This is a man. There is no confusing it. DragonSnow has constantly voiced his concerns about not wanting to be labeled as a predator for this misunderstanding, and God, it baffles me how Mrow's research and rebuttal basically amounted to some guy on Reddit said it, or some guy on Steam said it. And people believed it! No! Mrow, that's not how a source works! God, I'm fucking dying here. Please help me.
In this section, they go on to defend DragonSnow's series of questionable posts. They, for some reason, try and shove in my claim about the age rating at the start of this section, saying I used a cropped screenshot as my evidence, but don't really say much to disprove the game's age rating of 14+, so I don't really understand why it's here.
Mrow once again refers back to the Steam guide claiming change was for 14+, and
they also include here the fact that multiple people made posts suggesting the game should be 16, 17, or 18+. And yeah, I agree. This point is pretty incohesive, and again, I'm unsure why they even include it, so let's move on.
Flat out ignores the author's argument to focus on the fact the doc mentioned it was cropped. Yeah, talk about laser focusing, huh, Mrow? He then proceeds to make the bizarre claim that the document never disproved that the age rating was for 14+. Okay, even if we entertained Mrow's logic and this Steam guide was a legitimate source, I could just as easily open up my own Steam guide, write changed is exclusively 18+, and that would be an irrefutable archive of information. Steam guides can be written by anyone, and can be filled with any amount of information by the author. They are the literal definition of an unverified source. This guide is less of an archive and more of an opinion. And I feel I shouldn't have to state the obvious, but fans don't dictate a game's age rating. The doc was trying to say that no one agreed that this game was 14+, and therefore it wasn't a reliable source. Mrow is treating this as definite proof of the game's age rating when he can't even find that proof himself. Otherwise, why the fuck would he be using a Steam guide? His evidence for this game being for 14-year-olds is literally as valid as him in the video agreeing with Change fans that this game should be playable for 16+.
Posts suggesting the game should be 16, 17, or 18+. And yeah, I agree. This point is pretty incohesive, and again, I'm unsure why they even include it, so let's move on.
Which is saying a lot, considering he's saying that he agrees that, at a minimum, change should be 16+, which is funny, because remember what I said in his first video about how DragonSnow needs to be the person to disclose the game's age rating? Well, the author actually found a real, genuine conversation where DragonSnow directly agrees with the age rating of the game. You ready? Here it is! The definite proof you've all been waiting for. I can admit that this does make DragonSnow and his associates look bad, and I'm sure Mrow is graciously celebrating that I've done his own research for him, but Mrow lying and saying this game is 14 plus is infinitely worse than Rat Pack's outright saying the game is 16 plus. GTA 5, The Witcher, Cyberpunk 2077, despite having graphic nudity, strip clubs, and literal sex scenes, they're 17 plus according to the ESRB. Much closer in mind to 16 plus than an age rating like 14 plus, which has games like Fortnite. Like, just to put into perspective, I could literally log into GTA Online, run over to the funny shoe icon on the map, and look at a fat pair of Gazanga Bungas before I legally turn into an adult. Does that make Rockstar a corporation filled with pedophiles because they're letting minors see that? This Steam discussion revolving around Change's age rating was long before the Steam discussion referencing Colin's age used by Mrow in his video. However, something Mrow doesn't actually want to point out is this is the same thread where DragonSnow officially locked the game with a sexual content tag and made it 18 plus. Steam will ask you if you're 18 or older or not when you go onto the Change store page. I even tested it with the new Steam account and made sure not to include a birth date. Is it weird that DragonSnow was okay with the game being 16 plus? Yeah, I don't agree with it either, even despite the cultural differences from Asian and Western standards, but it's much more genuine than Mrow saying, originally this fetish game was for 14 plus kids, and at some point, Colin was 15, 14, 16 mentally, whatever source Mrow is referencing right now. DragonSnow had a 16 plus age recommendation originally set without any impression on how Western audiences would react, as you know, this was just a product for people in his niche. This was the first Steam game that he's ever put out. People reacted poorly to the recommendation, and while he initially didn't take this reaction kindly, he has since changed it after genuine feedback to be exclusive to adults. It's an adult-only game featuring a 23-year-old. If Mrow still wants to be upset about the game being at 1.16 plus, then okay. Either way, it's arbitrary. I'm sure DragonSnow has learned his lesson and understands how the West feels towards age recommendations, and I doubt he'll make the same mistake again.
And have these guys ever watched a YouTube video? I'm not just gonna put an uncropped full photo of the page on screen. That's not how editing works, and that's not how you make an entertaining video.
Oh yeah, that's what you think. That's what you think. I think honestly this is the worst part of his video because Mrow just, you know what, just watch.
They claim this image, shown on screen now, and how I portray it is implying that DragonSnow is defending Shota. This is categorically false. I never mentioned Shota here. I would love to point out here that they describe Shota as being above or below 18, which is extremely weird and is an argument a lot of pedophiles use to justify their weird interests. This is true for Lily and Shota, where people like Rev Says Desu describe it as a body type rather than an age.
Now, Lily is an aesthetic, and it is a body type.
Mrow kicks off this segment by just ignoring the entire paragraph the doc was presenting and completely fixates on the author's description of what a character is. Just to entertain him, let's read out the segment. Shota is an anime art depicting a young or youthful looking male character. This can include characters above or below the age of 18 and does include mature content. All the author has done here is come up with a definition of what a Shota is. I want you to guess what Mrow does. No, guess. Because I guarantee there's no way you're getting it.
With this defense of Shota, I can only wonder where the writer of this document's morals lie, but I'll get into that later.
Mrow then, for some reason, points out that the phrase including characters above or below the age of 18 is an argument that pedophiles make, and then, I kid you not, without a hint of irony, he proceeds to imply that the author is a pedophile? And moves on, again like the last argument, without even touching the point the author was trying to make. It's one thing to completely ignore an argument, but it's another to do it twice and imply they're a fucking pedo. You know what the author was trying to say in this paragraph? The author was trying to say Mrow deliberately misconstrued evidence by cropping out the context of the post DragonSnow was in. And you know what's worse? Mrow cropped out the context in his response video! You cannot make this shit up, holy shit. The doc was talking about a Leskins post of defending Shota content. not DragonSnow! The doc brings this up because Mrow used the screenshot of DragonSnow's comment to say he was defending Colin's age being 15, when he didn't?
This thread includes DragonSnow defending Colin's age of 15, saying, "Why are you guys so interested in whether the main character is an adult or not? Does transfer change anything because of adults and minors? I'm saying this because I'm tired of the slander that Colin is a minor equals I'm a pedophile, or Colin is an adult equals he clearly looks like a minor, I'm a pedophile."
The only thing DragonSnow says here is he's tired of getting slandered, and Mrow fucking slanders him! All Mrow does here is attack the author's credibility for no fucking reason in order to boost his. He doesn't have anything to say about DragonSnow or Aleskin or anything about the entire thread. He just fucking bullies the author and paints him as a predator. Yeah, don't trust the big beady eyes of this cat. They're a pitch black darkness filled with lies, deception, and spreading misinformation on the internet. You know what I think is a bigger tell that someone is a predator? If they post pregnant teens on their Twitter timeline with no context. This is a joke, and even though the screenshots are real, I'll delve into it soon. This is why Mrow is so insistent on calling everyone he disagrees with a pedophile. Why he calls the author, DragonSnow, and the entire change community pedophiles. Not because he genuinely cares or wants to talk about genuine bad people in the community. He wants to destroy the credibility and reputation of anyone that disagrees with him. I will honestly be fucking fascinated if Mrow ever makes a response and tries to paint me one as well, because that will honestly be a feat and prove exactly what I'm trying to say.
They also shove in another point where the game's age rating is mentioned, which I don't really know why it's important at all, but I did want to mention here that they claim the game is a gray area, when that's not at all the case. The game sexualizes a child, and incorporates them into sexual kinks throughout the cutscenes and animations. This is not a gray area, it's just disgusting and weird.
I feel like I don't need to argue his next point. We've already established the main character is not a child. It's a fetish game featuring adults. Again, let's fucking move on.
The next point in this section is talking about the Twitter post where DragonSnow shows Shota porn. They try to pull the cultural difference argument to justify this behavior, which, again, just doesn't matter. You like kids. I don't care if you're from Cambodia or Australia or China. Liking kids is weird.
You know what? I honestly agree with not excusing pedophilia because of cultural differences. One of the few things I actually agree with in Mrow's video. But the moment is kind of short-lived because this is probably the only right thing that he said in this video. Mrow has only shown one instance of DragonSnow publishing a link to content, which he only did to prove a comment that he made 5 fucking years ago was real and to give it context. If anything, it was an honest move by DragonSnow. Instead of hiding it, he clarified its existence, pointed out that the image was never marked not safe for work in the first place, and then gave context to his actions by explaining that shit wasn't the word he used, instead something that was more innocent. Him posting it on Twitter was just to back up what he was saying as evidence. Mrow is just stretching this one tweet to say he posted content on his Twitter to justify calling DragonSnow a predator, which really fucking generalizes all the actions in this tweet. Man, thank God DragonSnow didn't outright give a definition of a otherwise he'd be in hot water.
But the best part here, they try and justify porn while admitting Colin is underage in this image too, which is just phenomenal to say the least.
Mrow then says that the author justified while admitting the main character is a child in the Fur Affinity post and starts parading super confidently, but the author never confirmed Colin was a child? Colin is a child in this post. Yeah, they acknowledge they're a child right fucking there. But this is a completely separate Colin from the one in the game. And the author never at one point tried to justify its existence? Mrow doesn't even point out the direct quote. All the author has done is talk about the cultural differences in explicit content between Asia and the US, and how both could be differently interpreted. The author even ponders its existence being on a platform that forbids this content. Right here they say they've only ever been concerned why a site like Fur Affinity kept it up so long despite their strict rules on underage characters. If anything, they've condemned the Shota post and content like it. Mrow tries to continue by picking apart the author's claim of how Shota may have different meanings in Asia by generalizing the definition of Shota?
He ends this argument by saying can have different meanings between Asia and North America. Shotokan depicts the sexualization of an underage male. It's insane to me how you want to go into semantics here. And I'm not really sure the definition of Shotokan really changes that much throughout cultures.
We've already established that Google Translate is unreliable and that wasn't the word that DragonSnow used. Mrow is trying to apply the definition of to the wrong fucking word. Wait, oh my god, did Mrow just showed the definition of Shota? Oh my god, he's a
If you really want to correct me in the comments, sure. But you yourself admit that in this image, Colin is being depicted as a minor. So regardless of different definitions through cultures, you are defending drawn images of a child being sexualized. Which, first off, doesn't make sense when the first section of this document was all about me getting Colin's age wrong, but you are right here admitting that they are a minor, which was my whole argument.
Mrow then tries to disprove the author's credibility by saying it doesn't make sense that the author has been trying to establish the main character as an adult when in this instance they refer to them as a child. I guess Mrow completely forgot that the two Colins can exist at the same time because he confuses them as the same person? The Colin the author refers to who is a minor is the drawn content by a fan artist, while the Colin the author is justifying is an adult is the playable character in the game. Did Mrow lose his object permanence? Not once has the author ever defended the content's existence, not even in the screenshots that he fucking features in the video. I swear, arguing with Mrow is like trying to argue against a brick wall. Please pause this video and read through the segment that Mrow just put up. I swear I didn't touch a single thing in this. This is right from his video. Please try and find anything that relates to the author defending Shota content anywhere, because I'm so confused on what Mrow means.
So a massive chunk of your document has just been invalidated, and you just admitted to defending DragonSnow in regards to posting drawn he, but this is supposed to discredit me, right?
How are you this ignorant? There's no way you can come up with this I invalidated a fourth of your doc without mistaking the fan art Colin as the one in the game who's an adult. Like, I'm sorry, but plain and simple, this cool guy thing is dumb. Mrow, not only are you slandering, but you fucking made a mistake trying to slander! You remember the comment thread I brought up a little while ago? Yeah, those comments he made weren't after his first video. They were after his second. So not only was he just being a massive narcissist, but being fucking wrong while doing it. How can someone be this confidently ignorant? This is why you proofread your fucking essays, people. Hell, I just finished proofreading this paragraph. Mrow, you're just making me want to splatter my brains all over the wall. Mrow ends off his big tirade by saying DragonSnow deserves the consequences being thrown his way because he posted Shota, defended Shota, and created a child fetish game.
He then goes on to say, the posts are not enough for the kind of allegations being sent to DragonSnow, which I believe is completely false. He posted Shota, defended Shota, and made a game where a child is sexualized and involved in fetishes. If anyone here were to be labeled as a pedophile, I would be more than comfortable calling DragonSnow one.
God, this is probably the most wrong thing I've ever had the displeasure of reading out. Let's make it clear that DragonSnow is not the artist of the artwork. Just clarifying because Mrow's wording is so fucking vague. He posted a link to the artwork to clarify a comment that he had posted nearly 5 years ago. He did not defend content. Literally, in his tweet, all he says is the term
Zheng
is very common, and that no one would be considered pedophilic just by saying it. Which, by the way,
Zheng
is not the Chinese word for the English definition of Shota, and changed as a product is not targeted at kids. Steam makes this very clear the moment when you open up the game. And God, why the fuck does it keep getting worse?
And before we move on to the next section, I just want to make sure you're all on the same page right now. The writer of this document attempts to justify the existence of and law porn, tries to justify pedophilia through the argument of cultural differences, and tries to convince the reader that posting defending and sexualizing a minor isn't enough to call someone a pedophile, all while invalidating the first fourth of this document. And I just want to hammer home the fact that this document is supposed to prove me wrong. Let's see what else they have to say.
Mrow ends off the segment by literally slandering the author again and puts a bunch of words in his mouth, saying that there's someone who defends content and someone who justifies pedophilia. Which, by the way, the last segment about invalidating his own arguments, it is literally just an imaginary point that he came up from with his own mistake. I don't understand how this man can talk big about being slandered and then literally start slandering the person he's talking about. I mean, if you want to talk about Slander, I guess Mrow is a predator because he and DragonSnow agree and defend the point that change games need to get off Roblox. A straw man argument.
The next argument they have is about the changed and transfer games on Roblox. The point that they try and make here is also pretty useless in my opinion. It seems like to me they are trying to invalidate my claims about the changed fan games, specifically on Roblox, by saying DragonSnow was never personally involved in any of them. And they show a screenshot of him saying he doesn't like the fan games as proof of this. This is, like I said, pretty meaningless. I never claimed he was involved. I made the Roblox point more so to show the community and how rough it is, not to talk directly about DragonSnow.
God, for fuck's sake. Mrow, no. No, they did not try to invalidate your claim about Roblox changed fan games being bad. We went over this already, Mrow. The author says nothing to invalidate Mrow's claim about changed fan games being bad. Everyone agrees that changed fan games on Roblox are bad. The goal of the author was to try and take any accountability that DragonSnow might have had regarding these fan games by showing that DragonSnow did not support them. Mrow doesn't even say anything in his original video that already hasn't been known for fucking years now. Yeah, the change community is big. Yeah, it exists on platforms that it maybe shouldn't be on. But other than Roblox, is change being on VRChat a platform that already has a community of adults that massive of a problem? Or Gmod? Or Minecraft? All these platforms aren't mutually exclusive to kids. There are audiences of adults that exist in each of them, so what the fuck is the problem if it's already made clear kids aren't the main demographic for this content? There's only so much you can do to stop kids from accessing this kind of stuff, and the blame doesn't fall on an entire community because a couple bad actors use it as their medium. This could be said about any community. It isn't exclusive to change just because Mrow says so. You know what's an even funnier thing that Mrow says? This.
I don't really care who makes these fan games or how many there are. The fact that these fan games even exist in the first place and the community is spreading in this way is where my issue lies. Let's move on.
Mrow makes it clear he has no fucking clue who the bad actors are in the changed Roblox community, when they are literally the biggest offenders of peddling transfer content to kids. Bro nearly spent 20 minutes in 2 videos based around some Chinese guy, and when the opportunity of confronting a real issue presents itself in the Roblox change community, he doesn't even delve into it. Holy fuck, talk about priorities. I hope it goes to show that this guy just wants clout. He doesn't give an actual shit about exposing real predators, because what sounds better for a video? DragonSnow, the creator of Change, is a pedophile, or a bunch of these random guys on Roblox Changed are pedophiles? He just wants to build his platform so he can bully people. But yeah, he doesn't actually have anything interesting or worthwhile to say other than that, so let's just keep going.
I pretty effortlessly explained my opinions on him when I talked about his love for porn of drawn kids.
I pretty effortlessly explain my opinion about DragonSnow. This is me when I put the bare minimum into researching and I start sucking my own cock. Let me sip on my chalice of awesomeness as I lean back on my throne of cool. I'm such a good content creator. Oh, for fuck's sake.
In this section, instead of trying to disprove any of my points I made, which, shocker, he hasn't done in this entire document, the creator tries to pull a gotcha by talking about my interactions with him in the comments of my video. This, in itself, proves to me that this document is a cowardly, petty mess of an expose and shouldn't be taken seriously.
Sorry to butt in so early into this clip, but it's so awful. All he does is repeat arguments throughout this entire section, so for you and my sake, I'll just stick a counter on the top left for every time Mrow repeats an argument, and I'll just throw up what I've already said to rebuke his statements.
He claims here that my accusations rely on Colin being a minor, which, yeah, because Colin is a minor. You literally proved that twice throughout this document. At the beginning in the Steam thread where you link something that proves that he is a minor through math, and when you admit that there was a drawn picture of him which depicts him underage. But let's remove Colin from the situation really quick. DragonSnow still defends Con, and made a fetish game and labeled it as 14+. This in itself, I believe, is worthy of criticism. He also shows the comment section of my video. He wrote multiple long-winded comments trying to defend DragonSnow, Changed, and the community. DragonSnow likes Con. DragonSnow is a weirdo. The game sexualizes a minor. I'm confident in saying him and everyone else defending this game is defending a unloving freak. Full stop. There isn't really an argument you can make to defend this type of behavior. He makes a point to show me calling the defenders of this game and its developer cowards, which I still stand by. If you hide behind a comment section and you aren't willing to express these views on a public live stream, I think you're pretty cowardly. If you truly thought I was lying, misleading, or being malicious in any way to an innocent man, I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't be willing to publicly shame me for doing all of those things on a live stream. And to end this off, if anyone deserves the title of coward, it would undoubtedly be the writer of this document. He hid behind an alt-Reddit account and blatantly lied throughout this entire document. I feel the need to remind you all that he admitted to Colin being a minor twice, once in the Reddit post he used as a source, and another time when defending DragonSnow's posting of Shota. He also blatantly lied in the Steam threads section, claiming I doctored evidence. Keep in mind, him getting the screenshots used in this document would be enough to prove that I didn't doctor anything, but knowing that, he still decided to publish it. Why dozens of people in my comments claim to have read this document and seemingly flipped their opinion is just insane. There are multiple contradictions, defenses of Shota, and just blatant lies. I still stand by everything I said in my video. Everything DragonSnow has done and said are things I'm wholeheartedly against. So no, I won't be taking down my video or apologizing. I never lied or twisted any evidence, but you have shown throughout this entire document that you have done exactly that.
Okay, this is completely fucking unscripted, but I just finished going through that entire segment and counting off every single time that Mrow has slandered the author and the entire community. How do you get to double digits in less than a minute? How? How do you get to double digits in one segment of your video? How? How the fuck? Mrow, how is this not embarrassing for you? Like, for fuck's sake, it takes 10 seconds of research! Fucking, how do you discredit someone that's done more research than you? The saddest part about this entire thing is, I think this document is more well-researched and cohesive than these fucking abominable videos put together, dude. And the fact that this fucking piece of shit has the gall to discredit the author for their investigative work saddens me. Yeah, putting a bunch of inspirational music is apparently enough to excuse all the lies on the internet. God, having a platform means nothing anymore, dude. Fuck. I honestly couldn't stomach watching any more of this shitty video. He just spends the rest of this segment cherry-picking arguments that he had in his free time, but I want to point this out. This is the author of the document, by the way, and no, this is not his alt account. Eldritch had the balls not only to go against someone who already has a way bigger platform than him, but to take time out of their day to write up a 30-page doc along with a revised 60-page doc after Mrow made his response video, all on his main account. This, to me, says so much more than the guy with 17,000 subscribers. The guy who needs to justify himself by commenting on every one of his critics. The guy who slanders entire communities to give himself an excuse to bully people. Who feels the need to display his critics on his community tab in videos just to spark more harassment against them. Eldritch's goal was to completely stop Mrow's slander and even giving Mrow the courtesy of not even name-dropping him in his own doc. And look at how Mrow treats them. Talk about a fucking coward. I want to dedicate this part of the video not only to the author of this document, but pretty much everyone who's been slandered by this person. I'm a silly YouTuber who does this hobby in their free time, but I've never seen a video essay that manages to say so much with so little evidence. If you've gone through the entirety of this video, I'm sure you're already well aware of how slanderous and manipulative this person is. Mrow is wholeheartedly willing to put in the bare minimum amount of research into his videos and still come to extremely drastic conclusions based off nothing. And you know what his worst aspect is that completely trumps everything that I've said? He's just straight up a fucking asshole. I'm sure you remember Mrow's weird infatuation with getting people he disagrees with into his Discord or live stream to debate with him. Not only is this his little manipulative way to call people out, but to walk away from interactions while he strokes what little ego he has left. I mean, of course no one wants to hop on your Discord server to argue with you, you weirdo. And if you're unfortunate to be pissed enough to actually hop in a debate with him, well, prepare to get your ass reamed because he always makes sure he's prepared with backup in his Discord call while he debates you. Before you think these claims are unfounded or whatever, or I'm just pulling evidence out of my ass, the fuck do you think I am, as bad as Mrow? This is a stream that Mrow started on February 1st, 2024. At this point in time, he was investigating a completely separate matter and made sure to make it clear on stream that people could hop into call with him to debate. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what Mrow implies when he asks anyone to participate in a debate with him.
I feel like these guys might not have a lot of good points, maybe.
My computer
there he
just
is.
makes so much noise.
Yeah.
What you're seeing right now is 8 people in a single call. Mrow, his 6 other friends, and a single lone person that agreed to debate with Mrow, not anyone else. And before they've even dropped a word, look at how they treat him.
All right. Klug Lover, what's up? Hey, bud, what's up?
He's 12 years old.
I think you confused him. You told him to go in the waiting room.
Hey.
Speak up, little buddy.
You okay?
Come on, we don't bite.
I think he's having a stroke.
You okay? You okay, little guy? You need me to call the doctor?
Want me to call your parents?
I mean, I can give you a pass to the nurse's office if you need.
Major Klug is good. Are you gonna like talk, buddy?
I don't think
Come on, buddy, we don't bite.
What am I supposed to say?
You think Klug is innocent, right?
Yeah, sure.
Why do you think he's innocent?
He got me.
What?
Yeah!
Dude, I think you won. I think it's over.
Dude, we win.
Why do you think he's innocent?
Do you guys support Klug or not?
We're asking you what you think.
Answer the question, little man.
Do you think maybe he might be
Okay.
innocent?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not fully versed on who these people are or who the person that joined the call to debate is, but that's not the point. This is how he treats anyone who disagrees with him and joins him on a debate. The discussion doesn't even go anywhere. This person is too intimidated to speak up, so they just end up getting kicked.
Oh my god, the fucking Nazis subscribed to me on YouTube, Mako.
Oh my fucking
Awesome.
god!
Jesus.
I mean, that is like your target demographic, right?
I'm gonna get this fucking Major Klug guy out of here, dude. I don't want this guy's... Fine.
Absolutely no fucking clue what that guy's deal was.
He's been begging in the call for someone to debate with him.
I want this guy to join, dude, so bad. It hurts, dude. Fuck, I need to debate. God, I need to debate the Klug fan.
Loish, I need to debate, Loish. He even calls it for what it is, a literal fucking mob.
Hey, Major Klug support group, what's up, pal? Oh, he's also on phone. Okay. Do they talk? Do they speak?
Yeah, he's about to debate Lord us like 10 to 1. It's over.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I enjoy being debate mogged, as they say.
I enjoy being correct about things.
He doesn't want your opinion. He wants to literally fucking bully you. Why would someone who wants to be challenged to a debate be arguing on topics they have no intention to change their mind about? How are you a commentary YouTuber who criticizes other people for being cowards, but you won't accept criticism? What was that you said earlier, Mrow? About how you can't think of a reason why anyone wouldn't be willing to publicly shame you on your platform? Maybe it's because you're setting people up in an environment to be publicly shamed. There's no winning with this guy. You either publicly humiliate yourself on his platform, or let him slander you. Imagine being such a coward you need an entire posse to defend yourself. Actual fucking rat. And just before you think you could actually find these unlisted streams, they're not unlisted. They're always fucking privated. So, Mrow, what exactly is the point of giving your critics a platform if you're just gonna erase their criticisms in the first place? Even if you still don't believe me, I have at least one final thing I want to show you all. I'll keep this segment brief, but I want to bring to light someone who has actually criticized Mrow for his lackluster job, and has genuinely tried to debate with him. He is one of the few key people who have genuinely tried to call Mrow out for his bullshit, and I've personally gotten in contact with him to interview his experience dealing with Mrow, so I could hopefully give some perspective on the story and everyone who's decided to challenge Mrow. For those who don't know, this is Ikerago. They made a long-winded Twitter thread documenting their experience trying to debate with Mrow regarding this change community, and in this interview, I talked to them specifically about their experience with Mrow and his community. If you want to just skip ahead to the end and see the highlights of this interview, I don't blame you, but the entire thing will be here as evidence, and I'll do my best to provide context throughout the entire thing. I'm gonna do my best to keep this interview kind of brief, just so I could get this out of the way.
Don't worry. If we need to take some time, I can.
Yeah.
But I need to tell you that my English is like pretty bad because I speak Spanish natively. So, but I will try my best to speak slow to make it as comprehensible as possible. All right?
All right. Yeah. You were in a debate with Mrow, right? You hopped on call with him and you debated with him on live stream?
Sadly, no. I I asked him for a time, so like I could set up things, be ready. But he, after like a long time, tells me now. But on that moment, I was not ready. I was still making research. I was making sure my points and arguments were not wrong. So I told him, "Do you think we could do it tomorrow? Because right now I am not free." And he tells me, "No, either we do it now, or I ban you from the server." I did not want to go unprepared. I could not afford to say something wrong that could harm my image or the image of the community. I will not, because knowing him, he will use this, or well, he was going to use that stream for another video. I think so because he was really, really pushing me to join the voice call. He literally told me, "Join or we ban you." Many times, even though I told him I can't right now. I told him no, I can't, and he kept going. So well, we stopped talking. But the point was that he only wanted to make the voice call on that day. So I said no, I won't do it. And he made the stream, which was called something like debating with a pedophile or something like that. And the thing is that he also was with like 9 other persons on the voice call.
Ah.
On a public voice call, on which everybody could join.
So right before you were about to join, it was clear that there were other people in the call. Did you agree to?
Yes.
Did you agree to debate with 9 other people?
He did not even allow me to tell him. He kept telling me, "Oh no, blah 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 blah," and I could never ask him because I was getting told by everybody, "Hey, you pedophile, haha, you like fatties," or something like that. They were driving the stuff away from the point, like trying to make me look worse or something like that, and I just decided to shut myself up to avoid saying something bad.
Okay, so just to be clear, you agreed to go on a debate with him, okay? You've already gone well and far beyond what most people in the change community would be doing.
Yes.
You agreed at a specific time, and then Mrow tried to force you completely unprepared?
Saying agreed is a lie because there was not an agreement. He just said, "Now," without me as being able to say I cannot right now. He forced me, and
so he wanted to catch you off guard.
Yes, pretty much.
He wanted you to get into a call unprepared, while how many people were in it?
At the moment, like 7, but at the end of it, there were like 9, if I don't misremember.
And this was supposed to be live streamed.
It was being live streamed. The voice
call. It was being live streamed.
Yes, there was 1 hour of the stream on his channel, but I think he deleted it because, well, he even himself cannot let proof be shown to the world. Wow. Because he says stuff there. He says those stuff.
And okay, I was reading the Twitter thread that you made after that experience. He apparently sent you a message saying that those people wouldn't have been in the call.
Exactly, on Twitter, but I did not have an idea. That was like after I had gone to sleep, after he had finished the stream.
Do you believe him?
No. How will I believe him? It was public to join. Everybody will join and scream, "Haha, you pedophile!" Because his entire server looks like more like a kindergarten than a serious server.
So you felt like it was an environment that wouldn't have contributed to a real discussion or a real debate?
No, impossible. I believe that if I even tried, I will not be able to talk for more than 5 minutes with somebody trying to distract me.
Man, that's okay. That's a. I think he made the right decision not hopping on call with him because honestly, I know that from one of the live streams that he had with another person trying to debate, they barely could get a word in. So how does that make you feel?
To be honest, I feel better that I did not join, but I feel bad at the same time because I feel like I had to do it just to defend the community, because if nobody did, everybody will be still looking bad. And the worst part, do you want to know the worst part?
Yeah.
I have on my desktop right now a 5,560 characters document analyzing his videos. I am happy I did not have to continue. It only has right now only the first video, and I am glad I did not decide to continue, because trying to analyze his videos made my brain melt away.
Oh my god.
It felt like a chore.
You would not believe the horrible experience that I've had trying to go through not only one of his videos, one of his change videos, but his second. It was
Yes.
So, would you say that Mrow was trying to get you into an environment to not only defame you, not only not have a actual civil discussion, but do you feel like he would have just bullied you in that call, considering
doubt.
all the things that he's done?
Yes, like no doubt he was going to do it. To be honest, it is impossible to me believe that he won't. If he was 100% going to do it. Knowing how he was calling me retarded on Twitter so many times openly, it is impossible for me to not believe it.
And he deleted those tweets, didn't he?
Almost all Twitter are gone. Well, now that he has his account suspended, but when it was not suspended, many of his tweets were being deleted, gone. Well,
while he was while he was talking to you on Twitter, he was deleting responses, and you had to screenshot
with everybody. Like, if he was talking with somebody, that tweet will be gone like in 3 days, and I am not kidding. After 3 days, like almost all of the tweets of his were gone. And he said, "Oh no, it's to avoid more Shota defenders to be on my profile," but not, because he was non-stop ignoring arguments that people made, showing him he was wrong. He was ignoring, he was avoiding all of the fault or stuff. It was clear that he did not really want to argue and only wanted to make people more mad. Most of the time, he would go and say, "Oh, but my argument is on my videos. Go and check it. If you don't, you are lazy." And I am not kidding. He said that.
So, considering the fact that he deletes all his responses on Twitter, he deletes his live streams, we can't verify for sure the things that he says on his live streams, that what he says is bad, but do you assume that Mrow's responses on his live streams would be just as bad on Twitter?
Even worse, to be honest. Like, I feel he was even worse on his stream than on Twitter.
I think that's everything that I have to ask as of right now.
Yeah.
I really did think that you actually went on to debate with him, but either way, I think this is helpful.
I was going to do it, but his behavior and the behavior of his Discord server was sickening. I felt my mind slowly melting away in pain. It was suffering, to be honest. It was unenjoyable. I legitimately don't wish anybody to need to be forced to watch his videos again. They're so filled with lies that I feel that if anybody gets bad view by Mrow, I maybe will think the contrary, that whatever he says. He could go and say that Trump is bad, and just because of what shitty arguments he has done now, I might go and say, maybe Trump was good. Because I really feel like if Mrow says something, either he's lying, making stuff up, or shoot exaggerating to a degree that is not okay.
Ikerago's experience with Mrow goes something like this. They take up Mrow's offer on having a debate, and apparently that's the only information that Mrow lets them in on. You hopped on call with him and you debated with him on live stream?
Sadly, no. I asked him for a time, so like I could set up things, be ready. But he, after like a long time, tells me now. But on that moment, I was not ready. I was still making research. There was not an agreement. He just said, now, without me being able to say I cannot right now. He forced me, and
So he wanted to catch you off guard.
Yes, pretty much.
While Ikerago is preparing everything he has to say, Mrow suddenly decides while Ikerago is still preparing that now is the time for him to hop on call. Of course, Ikerago asks for a later date, and Mrow threatens to ban him if he doesn't show up right away.
I was making sure my points and arguments were not wrong. So I told him, do you think we could do it tomorrow? Because right now I am not free. And he tells me, no, either we do it now or I ban you from the server.
If that wasn't enough, Mrow was not only already streaming, but in a call with multiple other people, which of course Ikerago never agreed with. He wanted you to get into a call unprepared while how many people were in it?
At the moment, like 7, but at the end of it, there were like 9, if I don't misremember.
And this was supposed to be live streamed.
It was being live streamed. The voice
it was being live streamed. And what's worse is they were already harassing him, calling him names, and poking fun at the fact that his profile had some fat fur content in it before he even had a chance to join the call.
Oh, no, blah, 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 and I could never ask him, because I was getting told by everybody, hey, you pedophile, haha, you like fatties, or something like that. They were driving the stuff away from the point, like trying to make me look worse or something like that, and I just decided to shut myself up to avoid saying something bad.
So of course, Ikerago stops talking and declines appearing on the interview. And then Mrow has the audacity to DM him a day later after the stream that it was only going to be a one-on-one discussion. He apparently sent you a message saying that those people wouldn't have been in the call?
Exactly, on Twitter, but I did not have an idea. That was like after I had gone to sleep, after he had finished the stream.
Do you believe him?
No. How will I believe him? It was public to join. Everybody will be join and scream, haha, you pedophile, because his entire server looks like more like a kindergarten than a serious server.
I can't verify everything that Ikerago says, but that's only because Mrow has made it harder for anyone to corroborate any of the evidence by privating all his streams. If Mrow really wants to disprove this, he'd make all the debates he's hosted public so that we can once and for all see what his debates really look like. But until then, it's clear to me that his goal was to bully people. It was never his intention to do this for content or to even give his critics a platform. Here's another one of his streams for good measure. Here he talks about his views on telling people not to harass others.
Which, to be honest, it would have been fine if she could have just told her fan base not to attack this person.
So, you guys remember what I said earlier
Oh
in the
my
video,
god,
right?
dude.
Exactly.
I hate that argument. I hate that argument when it's like you need to tell your fan base to not attack somebody. No, just like don't treat your fan base like a fucking whatever the fuck. Just it's expected that you probably shouldn't. If you guys like attack anybody that I talk about, like that's not my fault, but probably you shouldn't do that regardless. Oh my god, I hate that argument. It's not their fault, dude. You don't need to be like, don't do this for someone not to do it. It should just be expected, right? And then if they do it, that's still not your fault. That's so retarded.
It's wild to me that this guy will foster an audience that will, at his whim, believe him and go after people that he points out. And then say, it's not my fault, but don't do it. It takes zero fucking effort to censor a username to stop indirect harassment. It's not hard. Putting all these people's names up on his community tab and YouTube videos does nothing but weaponize his community. I censor out the names of Mrow's fanbase because it's basic fucking decency. It's a way for me to stop indirect harassment. I haven't censored Mrow out because how else would you know who's been slandering? I at least have the courtesy to do this. It doesn't mean much, but my intentions are now clear. Again, it takes zero effort. There's no excuse not to do it when bringing up innocent people. It's like Mrow knows what he's doing and wants to pretend that he doesn't. You've already done the harassing part on your own, Mrow. It's still your fault regardless of if your fans do anything or not. And as a bonus, the doc creator managed to find this Twitter thread where Mrow literally spends like 3 fucking days arguing with some furry on the internet. This is what it looks like to argue with Mrow on any platform that isn't voiced.
called him a pedo because he likes Shota porn, which is drunk CP. Do you often defriend groomers/pedophiles like Sonic Cow, or is this the one time thing?
I don't know who Sonic Cow is, but I do know that your initial video had a lot of convenient errors and a bit of misinterpretation/bias. I am just saying you've proven yourself to be unreliable.
I'm pretty biased against pedophiles. You ass.
Understandable bias. Too bad ITS built upon a paranoid witch hunt mentality.
It's built on going to his Twitter and seeing a Shota in his likes of being ghosted by him and MFAO.
Oh yeah, that one post where he brought up the fact that people were attacking him over a comment he made 5 years ago. A comment that wasn't sexual. Cold.
I am definitely overcoming you disrespecting a pedophile and his children addiction. So true, buddy.
You are so desperate to start throwing at your lie about others. Meanwhile, there are actual degenerates you ignore it because people have already thrown the rocks at them and you wouldn't gain much attention if you did the same. Then when you get called out, you double down.
I think jerking off to little kids makes you a degenerate.
Fair enough. Now where's the drunk kids?
Go back in this thread and read your own message. You admit that he'll have specifics on his Twitter. ITS also that you typed that entire message out. Look at it, and wait, you ass. This is the one. I'll design it to the content to developer who sexualizes children. Really awesome, buddy.
And thank you for being the absolute moral leader of us common filthy sinner peasants. What would we ever do without the gracious, auto-fallacious, highest moral authority who can never do anything wrong, Mr. Supreme God Emperor? Thank you for calling such degeneracy like this.
You like it, bro?
Look, you are even one who looks at SFW images. Ones nobody with eyes in the brain would consider sexual, and you go. Yet, that has totally drawn CP. You are either a paranoid Puritan, or liar, stupid, or all three, and when did I defend Shota?
Hey, you are arguing CP semantics, buddy! What would we do without you?
This you? You seem to be missing evidence. And integrity. Again, there is no Shota in that section.
This is exactly why I'm not going to argue with you about this. I'm not going to screenshot CP to prove to you it's minutes likes.
Because there is none.
There and now said W.
How?
You are the defendant who switches child porn.
I literally agreed with you when you said beating at the kids is degenerate. My question is, where is the drunk kids? You have reached such levels of bad faith argument and culp again. Seek help.
I presented evidence on stream a couple days ago to someone who disagreed with me. I am not particularly fond of the idea of censoring what's so important to prove this to you. Go to his likes, look at his tweets. I never told you the pedophile. DragonSnow likes Shota. Shota is sexual drug images of kids. You defend DragonSnow. DragonSnow likes kids. You're disrespecting a pedophile. I think you like kids, you ass.
I am not saying you are a pedo. I'm saying you like kids. Do you not understand the definition of pedophile?
You're the pedophile.
Hey, look at that. You did know. You are a terrible liar on top of being a disingenuous narcissist. You are a pathetic, a spineless coward who's ultimately the epitome of selfishness. And unlike your pedo claims, it has already been proved by your actions.
I never told you the pedophile.
Mrow, just completely upfront. Yeah, I know you're watching this video, probably in a call with your friends. Actually, is this on stream? Your stream of like 15 or 50 viewers or something? I don't actually care, but straight up, don't you have anything better to do than argue with furries on the internet? Don't you have a channel, a reputation to uphold, videos to make? Why? Who gives a shit? You don't gain anything from attacking these people. Not even content. Why? Do you get a kick out of lying and painting these people out as predators? I know those change videos you made took like no effort. My brother in Christ, I'm an editor too. We both know you're just using plugins and transitions for most of the video, and there was next to no research that you actually did, so what did you really do for 2 months? Did you just randomly find these sources, didn't investigate them, and shit out a video in a week so you could justifiably bully furries on the internet? You didn't need to jump through all those hoops, man. You could have just done the bullying furries part instead and blended in with all the super sigma-based awesome 14-year-olds on the internet. I'm not even shaming, man. Just, was 155,000 views and like less than $20 in ad revenue worth destroying your credibility? Even if you're a fan of this dude, he doesn't care about you. He just wants to be right. He doesn't care about your support. He doesn't want his opinion to be challenged. He just wants to jerk off his ego. This is why I called these videos out for what they were at the start. Hit pieces. You think any normal content creator would continue harassing fans of a community well after his video's release who have nothing to do with DragonSnow at all? Either way, it's clear that his debates are just for kicks. That and to get out of any constructive conversation. Dude couldn't debate himself out of a shallow hole. But what's fucked up is he's not just limited to people who dislike him. If you're an ideal enough victim, he's completely and wholeheartedly willing to contact you and ask you to go on his platform for his and his fans' amusement. Thankfully, I've gotten permission from this person to share this information. However, they asked to be anonymous, and I hope that stays that way. But what you're seeing is a thread of tweets with Mrow and this person. I won't disclose their identity in this video, but from what I understand, they had just escaped a relationship where they were being actively groomed as a 14-year-old by a 17-year-old. Now, I won't say anything about the situation or how bad the age gap is, because that's a whole other can of worms right now. From what I've heard, the situation has since been resolved, but regardless, look at how Mrow treats a victim of grooming. This is as much of the context I can give for the situation without revealing too much. Of course, Mrow deleted their reply because he's really fun when it comes to hiding evidence. What's worse is, this isn't even the thread I want to talk about. This is the thread I want to talk about, and believe me, it gets worse. Mrow's first instinct is to immediately ask this person for an interview, directly engaging them by messaging first with no context or consideration. And when they deny him, he says they have no right to privacy, and Mrow fucking shames this poor 14-year-old, calling them disgusting, terrible, and gross, only to offer his one solution: come onto my platform and talk. Keep in mind, this was while the situation was ongoing. It hadn't been resolved at this point. These text conversations here are mostly just going over what had happened, but let's look at the next message. What was Mrow's logic for why he acts the way he does towards this kid? He tries to say that grooming takes years to do, and a 16-year-old who is clearly mentally ill probably lacks the ability to properly manipulate someone for the end goal of grooming, which is just so gross, especially considering he's trying to excuse something that happened to a fucking 14-year-old. Mrow ends this pretty little conversation by again calling them gross, excusing what happened to them by citing an age gap of only 2 to 3 years, which doesn't matter. An age gap doesn't change the fact they're 14, and once again calls them a liar and presents them with their only option: let Mrow slander them or come onto his platform. I hope you can see why this is so manipulative on Mrow's part. Mrow directly engaged this kid by DMing them first and asking them for an interview, which I'm sure you all know how this would have ended. When that didn't work, they made it clear they were making a video, and considering his next message, definitely would have painted them badly. Then, as Mrow tries to excuse what happened to the kid by implying they were never even groomed, they ended it off by calling them malicious and gave them an ultimatum: send them evidence, which would only benefit him considering how much of a habit lying is for Mrow, do an interview/debate, or stay silent and get slandered. If you're wondering why Mrow would ever treat a victim of grooming this way, well, it's allegedly because he was working completely against this person. He had no interest in actually getting two sides of a story, but instead used this opportunity to shame a victim. And if you ask me, this is honestly completely expected of Mrow. To shorten it down, last year I had come out about a popular person on here grooming me and my other friends, and many people have wanted to make videos against us, including that person. At first, he said something about it being in support of us, but by scrolling on his account, I had already seen he was on the side of my groomer, so of course I had said no. Absolutely vile. It's so fucked up and gross that Mrow is immediately hostile to a child when they aren't willing to give him content. Apparently, this person wasn't an ideal enough victim to cherry pick for his video because, from what I understand, this kid wasn't willing to paint his narrative. The worst part is that in this thread that this kid made to document the horrible fucking experience he had with him, I doubt this will even surprise you if you've gotten this far, Mrow reposted it on his Twitter for all of his followers to see. And would you believe it? His fans ended up harassing them because they wouldn't appear on stream to tell their side of the story. Imagine if this man had a bigger platform, the damage he could do to a single victim, milking them of content before they've even had a chance to recover from their traumas. So much for protecting children. There's no excuse for this behavior. Regardless of the situation, you don't contact someone who just got fucking groomed to shame them and then explain why they didn't get groomed. How about the author's experience with Mrow? We already know how he treated him in the video, really fucking badly, but let's look at the document. Here's a screenshot of Mrow denying that he ever called the author a pedophile when...
With this defense of Shota, I can only wonder where the writer of this document's morals lie, tries to justify pedophilia through the argument of cultural differences.
Dude, you can't just imply they are a pedophile and then pretend that you didn't do that. What the fuck? You implied they were a pedophile. That's not something you can put one foot in the door and double back on. I don't think Mrow understands the gravity of calling someone a pedophile, which is scary considering he's a fucking commentary YouTuber. You know what? Fuck you. Here's a screenshot of Mrow referring to the document as something made by a community of furry pedophiles. God damn, we've gone from falsely accusing people on the internet to communities on the internet. Also, there's his favorite buzzword again. What a cool guy. Here's a screenshot of Mrow goading the author into having a discussion. And here's Mrow again implying that the author is a pedophile in his own Discord because they asked for evidence of the thing they're fucking saying. Mrow, you're the one accusing DragonSnow of being a pedophile. You can't just go, I'm not gonna send links to CP. I'm not gonna send links to COD points. It's your job as the one accusing DragonSnow to provide evidence. You can't just call everyone a fucking pedo because they ask you for a source. Without them, your claims are unfounded. And for good measure, he calls the author a slur. So cool, Mrow. Wow, you're really making a good example of commentary YouTubers. There's no doubt in my mind that whatever would have happened in that discussion would have amounted to nothing. And somehow, Mrow is the one calling them a coward. Mrow is by far the most malicious fucking commentary YouTuber ever. He's somehow worse than Leafy. He does not give a single fuck about you. And he sure as hell does not care about the actual victims of pedophilia. He just wants your attention and money. He is just a bad person. He is more than comfortable calling people slurs. His Discord is full of people that use slurs, and he constantly uses his platform to fucking bully random people. Mrow is very, very misogynistic and racist. Almost nothing is off the table for this guy. And literally, when I mean almost, I mean remove the almost. There is nothing that this guy won't say. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish that I wouldn't find anything by typing this word, and you're gonna see it now, but yeah. He even has art of his own character saying it. He could not get any more I'm a super base commentary YouTube channel who says slurs than this. Obviously, this isn't a real problem if the actual person behind this channel was black, but curiously enough, I've gone through literally every single thing that this guy has posted, and not once have I found a single video, tweet, or picture, or anything that he's posted that verifiably shows anything about him. Not even his skin tone. Hell, most of the pictures of his room or of his pets had zero skin, and the videos of him playing guitar were in pitch black. Even the fucking pictures of his hands have gloves. So it seems he really cares about hiding his skin. Weird, isn't it? This was the only screenshot that I managed to find of him actually saying he's black. Meanwhile, here's all the screenshots of him I could find saying he's white. And for good measure, here's one of Mrow's friends saying he doesn't have the pass after saying the N-word. Slipping this in here because it's a little funny, but I found this conversation where Mrow admits he screamed the N-word next to his black friend, and apparently they looked disappointed in him, because why would anybody who's allowed to say that word suddenly be shunned by their black friends when they say it? And if anyone has any doubts on this being Mrow's actual Discord account, here's a screenshot of his owner crown next to his username, and here's him on call on Discord while also streaming. All of this is really conflicting evidence, of course. Realistically, he could be lying, or not, or he's actually black, or maybe he did have the pass once. I might never know because I've never seen the pigment of his skin. Or have I? After doing enough investigating, I actually found an unlisted livestream that, for a brief couple seconds, shows Mrow's second channel tag on his video. It's mostly just full of random clips and videos that he's made. I wonder why this video is called DIY Fleshlight. Oh. That's a pretty white hand there. I mean, it couldn't be him, right? Let's look at the comments just to be sure. Okay, it might be him. Look, I don't know about you, but no matter how you stack it, this looks really bad for Mrow. Of course, this is all very circumstantial evidence. I've never properly seen the guy's skin tone past this video from 7 years ago. But you know why I think Mrow has been so vague and so careful about exposing any part of his skin? It gives him plausible deniability. He could be a white guy that uses the N-word or not, but he could be black. Mrow is literally Schrodinger's cat since, well, he is a cat, but I guess for this case, he's Schrodinger's racist. Either way, I feel it should go without saying that you shouldn't be using that word if you can't prove you're allowed to say it. And considering he's okay with using other slurs does not make this look any better. This isn't even PewDiePie and the Bridge levels of bad where he says it once.
What a fucking...
He uses it a lot. In real life too, apparently. It really is up to you on how this makes you feel. How a content creator who's been so careful to not even show a frame of their skin in his near half a year of messaging on Discord, someone who's already had a history of being comfortable using the N-word and other racist remarks, someone who's already notoriously a bully and a controversial figure. I can't say anything other than you all should come to your own conclusions and how this makes you feel towards this content creator, and ask yourself if this is the guy you really want to be supporting. After finally slogging through nearly 2 hours of listening to Mrow slander, I'm sure you're all tired, so just to end things off with a bang, let's get back on the topic of Mrow having pregnant teens in his Twitter. I'm sure Mrow is already pogging out of his mind, like I've taken some big bait or trap that he's laid or whatever and I'll call him a pedo, but let's be real, I'm not gonna call him a predator. Regardless of all the things that he's done to completely slander others, I'm not just as guilty to label someone as a predator like Mrow because he associated himself with this content as bait. And realistically, this isn't enough evidence on its own. Rather, the reason I bring this up is because when it comes to these kinds of people, they're going to do their best to lie and slander and do their best to look good for their audience for a smidge of credibility. But when it inevitably blows up in their face, they delete everything they can and continue the loop because they genuinely believe they can get away with it. So you know what I did? I spent the last couple weeks making sure to archive everything that Mrow has done. As of February 3rd, 2024, this video will serve as a permanent reminder of exactly who Mrow is as a person. I've personally logged what's left of his entire Twitter account, went through the Discord chat logs in his Discord server, along with archiving all of the videos on his main channel, second channel, and unlisted videos he's posted, all on video form. Anything Mrow says to misconstrue anyone in the future can be sourced right from an archive I will leave in the description of this video. They'll all be in video form and mostly be segmented into different categories of Discord activity, YouTube videos, YouTube community page, Twitter, and so on. Regardless of if he deletes any of the information presented in this video, you can always come to this archive to see exactly who Mrow is. Luckily, he hasn't been on the internet for long, so it hasn't been too difficult, but the whole reason why I've done this is so that he can never get away with slandering anyone.
Worse, dude. It makes it all fucking worse.
What are you doing talking?
This 2017 was sick.
What am I doing talking to a 10-year-old back in 2017? I'm a pedophile. What do you mean?
So, let's rack up everything that Mrow has done, and how about we actually show some evidence instead of saying buzzwords? Mrow was completely complicit using bogus evidence in his videos to push the agenda that DragonSnow is a pedophile, most of it being non-substantial evidence that can easily be disproved by common sense, lied about the main character of Change being a minor to push the agenda of Change being a furry fetish game featuring a kid, lied again about DragonSnow being responsible for owning and operating a Change Discord full of minors. He manipulated his audience by best case scenario, making a mistake the doc was hypocritical for disproving Colin's age being 15 and then trying to prove they were 15, or worst case, presenting false, made-up claims to present himself as righteous, defamed a completely innocent person by slandering them and implying they were a pedophile while presenting their account completely uncensored for his fans, consistently plastered people on his community tab along with anyone who disagrees with him and left them up for harassment, targeted an entire community and labeled them all as pedophiles with hardly any evidence to prove it, which again, an entire community, insisted many people were pedophiles, even people who just fucking disagreed with him, consistently slandered and misconstrued evidence throughout not one, but 2 of his videos on a single community, goaded people into his stream/Discord to debate, which was just a group mobbing, was completely open to his fans engaging in harassment, used and still uses slurs, and encourages his fans to use slurs in his server completely unapologetically, which combined with what I just said earlier is just a fucking fantastic combination. Try to dismiss a 14-year-old being groomed, harass them after the fact, and posted their thread on Twitter, which led them to being harassed by his fans, actively hides, deletes, and privates his tweets and live streams, along with refusing to show any evidence to make it just that bit harder for anyone to criticize him. And finally, he's just a blatant Turkey Tom ripoff. I mean, right down to misconstruing someone's written post to slander it on video form. God, maybe that's why he likes using the N-word so much.
Don't do it, nigger.
Oh, if you think that's bullshit, I mean, just look at how proud he is to show Tom looking at his channel on his Discord. Hell, he even made his own fucking pyrocynical video that he unlisted because people disagreed with it. Literal Turkey Tom Jr. You're really revolutionizing the commentary genre, Mrow. Keep in mind, this is everything I managed to find after surface-level investigation, a lot of the work being done by the original doc creator. There is not a single doubt in my mind that Mrow is hiding more heinous stuff that he's done that I either haven't listed or haven't mentioned, especially considering I only covered 2 of his videos. It's clear to me, and hopefully to you as well, that Mrow is a slanderous, pathological, bigoted, narcissistic liar, and no one in their right mind, when presented with any of the evidence in his videos completely straightforward, without his presentation and lies, would come to the same conclusion that DragonSnow is a pedophile. Hell, I doubt even Mrow himself believes Xandrak in this post, but lied and used his words to lead a hate campaign against DragonSnow. His goal wasn't to make a constructive video essay. It was to tear down an entire community of people. I hope it's clear to you and me both that Mrow will lie and do whatever it takes to slander anyone. I think we all underestimate just how powerful video essays can be, because it gives such an easy and convincing platform to say whatever you want and people will listen. Not only that, but the research I've had to do, the victims I've had to contact, the editing, oh god, the editing, all of this because of Mrow's video. I've probably had to do more research than his entire channel combined to disprove his slander, which is saying a lot because I didn't do most of the research. It was the doc creator. Hell, look at how long you've been watching this video. It's even roughly as long as all his videos' runtime combined. I can't do anything to undo the damage done by Mrow, especially towards DragonSnow. But what I can do is say this. If you like Changed, don't be ashamed to play it, or defend it, even if people like fucking Mrow exist. Even if I disagree with some things DragonSnow has done, you're allowed to enjoy something even despite the history of its creator. Just look at Amori, or Homestuck. Buy the game if you'd like to. Yeah, I stole this part from H-Bomber Guy's video.
Give me all of your money.
When or if I get paid ad revenue for this video, I'll personally be donating my chunk of change to DragonSnow's personal Patreon. I'm not a big fan of Changed. One look at my shorts tab will make that clear, but The amount of damage that Mrow has done, this is the only way I feel I can at least somewhat repair what's happened. It takes a special kind of maliciousness to be this willingly ignorant to push your own agenda, and it's clear to me that the purpose of these videos wasn't to make the furry community safer by outing another predator. It was to blatantly condemn and antagonize a group of people, especially as another jab at the furry community. Mrow has consistently proven his bias towards these people, and no one should be taking Mrow seriously. Mrow is just not a good person. Not even a good commentary YouTube channel. He does not deserve your time. So all is said and done, and I've made my point and said what I said. Why? Why did I waste my time with this stupid internet video? Also, please watch to the end of this part. I made something for you. This all started because the wrong video showed up on my recommended feed, and I definitely made the wrong decision because the last month has been a haze of investigation and corroborating evidence. I probably would have put out a proper Phyx video out by now, but honestly, I think it was worth it. Because genuinely, after seeing this guy literally just lie and slander and do everything he's claiming other people are doing didn't make me feel right. To see someone's 60-page doc get boiled down to, you must be a coward and a pedophile, and an entire community's credibility be revoked because Mrow wanted blame to befall some weird furries on the internet, letting people just agree with Mrow while no one says anything and we all just move on, is fucking insane to me. I don't want anyone to be hunted for what I've said in this video. Going after Mrow is just exactly what he wants. The entire goal of this video was to show exactly what not to do when making a constructive video essay. Hell, an entire commentary platform, and especially to remove this guy's credibility to stop him from continuing to do more harm. Mrow, I'll honestly be surprised if you're watching this far. I know you're probably typing in my comments section or making a post in your Discord calling me a pedo defender, or actually, who am I kidding? You probably called me that already before you clicked on the video. How much do you want to bet before Mrow even clicked on this video? He's already made a community post or announcement on his Discord slandering my video. God, that'd be hilarious. If he does, I will unironically make a post about it, and I'll probably link this clip. This is probably exactly what you wanted. More drama that you can respond to and profit off of, but honestly, I don't care. My goal was to completely clear up any misinformation that I could, and to make it completely clear just how unreliable you are. Frankly, I think it's gonna be hilarious trying to see you not only reply to this entire video and everything in it, but try to move on now that everyone's had a genuine glimpse into your character. Either way, I'm gonna live my life. I hope something in this video has taught all of you to please, for fuck's sake, do your own research. Don't mindlessly follow some random on the internet. Doubt me. Do your own research. And if Mrow decides to make a response, definitely doubt him. Here's the fucking document. It's in the description. Please, for the love of God, before you hard commit to an opinion, do your own research instead of mindlessly tearing other people down like this guy. Big thanks to the Eldritch Horror for creating the document. They deserve much more credit than me, as they were the most important stepping stone to this entire video. Rapax2 for responding to my DMs, and Ikerago for joining me in an interview, along with a couple other people who chose to be anonymous. More importantly, thank you for watching this video. I never thought I'd be caught dead doing commentary, but it just felt so wrong watching Mrow's videos and choosing to do nothing about the obvious slander he was committing. I figured as someone who has a platform and can voice their own thoughts and opinions, I could at least try to clear the air and show people just how disingenuous Mrow really is. DragonSnow, if you're watching this, I wouldn't even know how, considering the language barrier. Don't let these kinds of people undermine the work you put in. I only hope by putting all these facts straight, people won't be confused by any more bad actors. I genuinely wish you the best in any of your future game development endeavors. I've personally linked all the sources of information I could in the description of this video in a paste bin, and actually, if you want to watch the videos that Mrow made in order to gain a better perspective on this video, visit the Google Drive down below and find the file labeled Mrow Archive so you can safely watch his video without supporting him. It's the last fuck you I could give to Mrow, knowing just how badly he wants attention for this topic, because even though I've never done this before, I can safely fucking say that I can provide a source better than a literal commentary YouTuber. Go nuts, you sillies.
Dude, I think you won. I think it's over.
Dude, we win.
I
Yeah, the issue with a lot of these allegations, especially video ones that aren't put in text, a lot of these people aren't YouTubers, they aren't script writers, they don't know how to talk, and they don't know how to format. So they're going to be pretty bad.